At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Fans, welcome once again to Brethren Arena and the campus of Minnesota State University for this NSIC matchup between the Wildcats of Wayne State and your Minnesota State University MAVRIK. Let's meet tonight's starting lineup beginning with our visitors, the Wildcats of Wayne State.
Good afternoon,
Number
ladies
3,
and
Alyssa
gentlemen.
Ballinger. Number 4, Aaron Miller. Number 6, Megan Gittenhart. Number 7, JC Bray.
Tonight's matchup
Number 12, Maddie Novi.
State
Number
brings in a
16,
record of
Maddie
12-7,
Your
21-7,
number 1,
and
Haley
12
Cox. Wildcats are coached by head coach Scott Kneifel, assisted by Kim DePew, John Peterson, and Katie Morris.
Yeah, maybe it's.
And now the starting lineup for your Minnesota State University MAVRIK. Outside hero 5'11" sophomore from Maplewood, Minnesota, number 5, Olivia Garvey. Outside hero 5'11" junior from Annandale, Minnesota, number 10, Morgan Olsen. At center outside, 7 sophomore from Aubrey, Texas, number 12, Michaela Porter. And outside hitter, a 6-foot junior from Wells, Minnesota, number 16, Anissa Guernsey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Taylor Center. Welcome to the Taylor Center and Bresnan Arena inside the Taylor Center here on the campus of Minnesota State University of Mankato. Tonight's matchup is Wayne State at 21-7 with a 12-6 NSIC record, coming in and facing Minnesota State University at 16-10 with a conference record at 9-9. Wayne State sits at 6th in the conference currently, and they are looking towards next weekend playing on November 6th. Minnesota State is just shy out of it in 9th place in the conference with a 9-9 conference record, and they're hoping that they win these 2 weekend matchups here, and somehow Winona State can either drop both or they both go 1-1. And just hope for the best, because if they do, it looks like Minnesota State holds the tiebreaker against Winona State. So they are, searching for something, and Winona State currently is at home tonight against Sioux Falls, and that looks to be a tough matchup for Winona State, and Sioux Falls is a tough team. And just last weekend, Minnesota State did in fact take on Sioux Falls up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and even though they fell to the Sioux Falls, Minnesota State put up a little bit of a battle here. As we take a look, they won the second set and they had it pretty close in the first and final set, but that third set is where they kind of got away from them. They had a great hitting percentage and kill So it was just unbelievable for a weekend, and it was a tough opponent in Sioux Falls. Minnesota State did drop the next day to number 12 in the nation, Southwest Minnesota State. And we are underway here with Peyton Rosendahl serving here for Wayne State. And there it is to start out the game. The outside hitter, number 10, Morgan Olson, gets her name involved early. And there's the set. And the touching of the net results in a point for Wayne State. And as we take a look here, Wayne State, as I said, comes in with a 21-7 record. Their last opponent was Upper Iowa, and Upper Iowa kind of gave them a little bit of a scare in their home stadium. And they took them to 5 sets, but Upper Iowa falls just short in that 5th set as Wayne State took it 15-13. As a set by Michaela Porter, there's Joey Feldman with the point, and that's a point Mavericks, as it's a 2-1 lead here early in this first set, and that will send back the libero, Mara Quam. And that is hit long and out. Good communication from Wayne State to tie up this ball game early. And here comes a substitution for the first time. Number 9, Morgan Alexander is back to serve here for Wayne State. And she hits it right into the net. And there it is, another point. As we keep taking a look here, as the highly touted freshman for Minnesota State, as they are a very young team, as they only have 4 juniors on their entire roster. The rest are freshmen and sophomores. So it is quite, weird to see the fact of the matter of, the freshmen being so highly touted, and you get a lot out of your freshmen here, as Dana Schindler and Lauren Lowry are living up to the hype, and they are contributing quite well and fitting in quite well for this Maverick roster. And then as we take a look here at the Wayne State roster,
is that better now?
We get quite a bit of, and right there the communication serves well for Wayne State. And as we take a look here, one of the key contributors is that middle hitter, number 7, as you see her up front, and J.C. Bramer.
Is that better?
As
is that better?
Place, the 6'2" senior, goes back to serve, and she gets an ace right away.
Is that better, Robert?
Excuse me, that is not Courtney Place. That is Alyssa Ballinger. Ballinger is a 5'10" sophomore out of Kenny, Iowa. And a miss hit by Veldman goes out, and that'll send back Ballinger for her 3rd consecutive serve, as the Wildcats do take the lead here 5-4 early on. Lowry with the set to Schindler. Kept alive by Ballinger. Gibbard. There's a point Mavericks, as number 8, Hope Carter, comes in for the Wildcats, as Jane Sakowitz will come in for Miss Feldman. And here's Jane trying to look for something here for her squad in the goal. And there's the front, and it's Ashton Lee, a sophomore, with her partner. And there it is. Kramer, a touch by Carter, and that drops inbounds. And there's Olivia Garby with the point.
Is it
and that'll
good now,
send back
sir?
Sakowitz yet again. And as we take a look here early on, against Southwest Minnesota State, it was a very big struggle, as with authority, Miss Ashton Lee, number 23, puts one on the board for the Mavericks and it reads 7-5. As we take a look here, it was quite a disappointing effort, to say the least, for the Mavericks, as it was the only thing that you got to take a look at is Michaela Porter with the assists and Lauren Lowry. I know that it was, a disappointing outing, but they didn't score, they didn't put up many points. Diggs were not there. They put up 6 points in the first set, and they look to turn it around here. On the other side of Wayne State, they have been doing nothing but excellence, in the sense where they have put on a lot of wins here. And in fact, before the loss to Winona State in Wayne, Nebraska, they threw on 4 consecutive victories. And they just kept putting it on as they went to Moorhead, Minnesota. They defeated Mary. In fact, those 4 wins, Moorhead against University of Mary, Minot State, and South Dakota School of Mines. They all swept them, and they won. In fact, it was 13 consecutive sets, pardon my math. But as we take a look back here, as the point goes to the Wildcats, we'll take a look here. Garby tries to do something about it. There's the set by Megan Gibhart. And the hit by Schindler, as it's off a deflection and out of bounds. That's a point Mavericks. As that point goes to Wayne State, and there's a serving ace for Wayne State. So far, so good. Minnesota State has got 7 kills for 10 points, and it is a 1-point match here, as Minnesota State starts out strong here, always as at home. They always put up a fight in that first set, and their key factor is just trying to finish and finish and finish. Wayne State, on the other hand, has no problem putting in effort throughout the whole entire match. As Maddie Duffy is serving here for the Wildcats.
Okay, sir.
Order the set to Garby, kept alive by Duffy. Here's Ballinger with the soft touch, nothing of it. Olsen, touch, lands. Lead back to the Mavericks. And here comes miss number 20, Joey Veldman. And here sends back Olivia Garby for her second time serving in this first set. The set by Gibhart. In. Kill. By Ballinger. And that'll send back number 4, Taryn Beller. Beller's a 6-foot junior out of Humphrey, Nebraska. And another consecutive point as this match continues to go back and forth here as we continue here and the coaching from Miss Rittenhouse Wilmuth as she tries to lead her ladies to a victory here on the home court as we got a substantial crowd here in the student section, unlike any other match. As the hit by Janzig goes to the arms of the Wayne State defenders and hits her right in the head and drops to the floor. And here's Mara Quam sending her back for a second time. Kept in and set, soft touch, sends Quam to the deck. Veldman just has to huck it over. And Bramer is no good. There's Morgan Olson with authority as she gets in on that action and yet again, and she continues to show why she's a leader here on this Maverick squad. And here it is again. Morgan Olson for her second consecutive point, as it is 14-12 in favor of Minnesota State. And here's Quam with the jump serve. And that was a nice set by the libero, Haley Kuth. And this will send number 9, Morgan Alexander, back to serve yet again as she comes in just to serve specifically. Veldman with the miss hit, and that results in a point for the Wildcats as they tie up this game midway here through the first set as one ball girl rolls it to the other, and some fans are still filing in, especially in the student section. As you know, college kids, they just show up whenever they want to. And a nice dive by the libero number 1, Haley Kuth, on the side of the Wildcats. And that is hit long, and a missed hit by Morgan Olson. And that gives the lead to Wayne State. As the jump serve here hits it to Veldman. Ashton Lee hits it into Bramer. And I want to talk about number 7 on the side of the Wildcats for a minute. J.C. Bramer is probably their best player as a sophomore. She stands at 6 feet 1 inches tall and is from Pierce, Nebraska. She is, without a doubt, one of their best players and someone you got to look out for here in this match this afternoon. And as I say that, she hits it to Quam, and she backs up Quam, and it's a deflection and out of bounds. As Katie Stevens comes into play, that sends back number 3, Alyssa Ballinger. Lowry with the set to Lee. Lee jumped a little too quick, and the deflection sends number 9, Morgan Alexander, to the deck. And then she has to keep it alive here, as here comes in Hope Carter in for Alyssa Ballinger. As we see Hope Carter wearing that knee brace there on her left knee, giving her some support. And here's Jane Sakowitz for the second time, as we see here in the first set. And Hope Carter wasn't expecting it to drift a little to her right side as she mishits it out of bounds, and that gives the purple and gold of Minnesota State the ball back. Alexander goes to a knee. Here's Lowry to Lee, and a miscommunication there that results in a point and ties this game up yet again. And that'll send back the libero here, Haley Kuth. Olivia Garby with authority as she hits it, and that goes sky high and results in a point for Minnesota State. And here's number 23, the sophomore, Ashton Lee, 6-foot sophomore out of Coal Valley, Illinois. Hope Carter shows some flexibility there as she goes down in a little bit of an awkward stance, which is probably why she's wearing that knee brace. And the block by number 4, Taryn Beller, and assisted by her partner, number 6, Megan Gibhart. And that'll send Gibhart back as she tries to give her Wildcats the lead here late in this first set. Lowry to Schindler, freshman to freshman. Darby, authority, yes. Ma'am, may I have another? Garby showing why she's a force to be reckoned with, as this will send back Michaela Porter and her partner in crime, Morgan Olson, back in the game. And here comes Michaela Porter with the serve, the 5'7" sophomore out of Aubrey, Texas. She probably can't like this weather out, and especially it's just going to get worse from here, as tomorrow does not look much better than it was this afternoon here in Mankato. Mavericks out to a 2-point lead here, and Coach Lori Rinhouse Wilmuth, which is something unparticular. We have not seen a timeout yet here in this first set, which is quite remarkable considering both teams are playing actually very well here, and it's a fast-paced, good game. And right there, Anissa Janzig, and there it is. And as I say it, and it's always a commentator thing, as soon as you say something, it happens. And it's quite superstitious of myself. And if you are a fan of anywhere, a type of sport, there's nothing more superstitious than a baseball player, and that's what I was in high school. And it's, it always comes back and bites you in the butt. And then as I was saying that, watching the football game last night, Joe Buck said something, there it was. So as we take a look here at some of the stats right now, as Minnesota State is out to a 3-point first set lead here. Olivia Garby and Morgan Olson are just unbelievable right now with the kill points. And kills, Olivia Garby and Morgan Olson are at 5. Ashton Lee is just an eyelash length behind them with 4. The hitting percentages are looking quite well here for Minnesota State. I know it's early on, but you gotta be happy here, as the hitting percentage total for Minnesota State is 37.1%. That's pretty freaking awesome right now. And here's Michaela Porter. Miss hit by number 8, Hope Carter. And Miss Carter is a 5'9" sophomore from Hawaii, as she came a long way to play her college ball. And as Michaela Porter extended that 4-point lead, she looks to have her ladies out to a 5-point lead here. Quam, the assist, no for Michaela Porter, as she leads the team for the Mavericks. The block by number 12, Maddie Kenobi. And that'll send in Ballinger. That'll send back Miss Maddie Duffy here to see if she can get Wayne State back this lead and that win here in that first set. Porter, the set for Janzig. Number 6, Gebhardt. Here, point, Morgan Olson. My goodness, is she hot right now, folks. She is starting out well, and here's Olivia Garby back to serve yet again. And as Sakowicz takes a seat, here comes Joey Veldman. Olivia Garby's a 5'11" sophomore from Maplewood, Minnesota. And as we're seeing here, there's a lot of missed hits off the serve. It's something to look out here for, as both teams are kind of struggling with it. But the block comes up short on the side of Minnesota State. And here is number 4, Taryn Beller. Veldman, a nice diving stop there by number 16, Maddie Duffy. Quam, Porter, Olsen, no good. A diving stop over the net, but out of bounds. Nice try there by Maddie Duffy. That resulted in a point for the Gold. And here's Mara Quam as she goes back to see if she can give her team that first set and a must-need first set win here for the purple and gold. Garvey, authority from the rafters. Lee sends Porter to the deck. Nothing. Results in a point for the black and gold. And here's number 9, Morgan Alexander, as she heads back. Lee kept alive. Set 1, Mavericks. And as we take a break here, I will be right back with about a minute left here in between the breaks with your first half stats. You are watching Maverick Women's Volleyball here on the MBN Network. Quite some time, I was told. And we get the Wildcats out of their long discussion, out of that first set, as they look to capitalize here after losing that first set 25-21 to the home team, Minnesota State.
Outstanding performance this season and being recognized as members of the All-MSIC team. Congratulations.
As we get the first or the second set underway, I want to take a minute and say tonight's referees are Matt Larson and Jim Trewick. expected for this afternoon's match. And then also a crazy stat here for you watching the game at home. The ties and lead changes. There were 12 ties in that first set as it was a back and forth match until Minnesota State pulled away late to give themselves a 4-point lead, and then ultimately resulting in a first set win. As Olivia Garvey there, the tip by Duffy comes up short as she hits the deck. And that first point of the second set, just like the first set, goes to the Mavericks. And the Mavericks are playing with some authority, and something that Coach Lori Rinhouse-Wilmoth, as her assistant coach is Jill Klein and a graduate assistant Sabrina Gonzalez, got to be quite happy with the way her women are playing this afternoon. Point Wildcats, and that'll send back number 4, Taryn Beller. As Beller was looking at the referee, and the miss hit by Veldman, and she had to go into a bit of a crouch. As we are waiting here, as the ball girl is trying to pick up 2 volleyballs at once and communicating with others. As that serve by Beller goes to the net, tie ball game. And here's yet again number 5, Olivia Garvey. Wildcats. As we take a look here from some other first half stats, one thing I got to point out is the assists category. Number 12, Michaela Porter on the side of the Mavericks is having herself an unbelievable year as she leads the team in assists with 629 coming into play with authority. Morgan Olson, we call her name consistently in and out with another point. There we go. As Janzik takes a seat, here comes the sophomore Lee. That sends back Mara Kwan. And as I was back to earlier, Michaela Porter is doing a whale of a job setting up that tall set of women that the Mavericks have in Janzik, Schindler, Veldman, Garvey, Lee, and Olsen. As she continues to add on her total, as she has up to 640 in assists. Here's Mara Kwam. Mara Kwam is a 5'7" sophomore out of Kenyon, Minnesota. As Duffy takes a seat, here comes Katie Stevens. And that'll send back number 3, Alyssa Ballinger. And a jump serve from Ballinger as this is tied at 4. And they're saying it hits the line. And that's an ace for Ms. Ballinger. Ballinger hits it in the net after she gets an ace, and they just cancel each other out as the pair of freshmen come in for the Mavericks and Schindler and Lowry, and that sends back number 7, Lauren Lowry. Lowry's a 5'7" freshman out of Castle Rock, Colorado. Kwam keeps it alive, set by Lowry. Lee dancing on top of the net. Goes on the side of the Wildcats. Oh, Carter sends it over. Veldman hit. As it was tipped. As the referees look across from each other. As one of them was confused, and so was I. I didn't know it was tipped. But hey, we learn something new every day. Here's Lauren Lowry, as she sends it back and sends the libero, Haley Kruth, into some sort of awkward angle. Kept alive by Quam as she sends it into the rafters. Veldman. Tipped. Set. Bramer. Ashton Lee with the touch. And it works. Ashton Lee's coming to play here tonight, folks. As that one hits the deck, it results in a point as the Maverick lead extends to 2. As Lauren Lowry is getting signals from her coach. He gives it about 10 dribbles and the jump serve. Miss hit there sends Garvey to one knee. Veldman over. And the miss hit from Megan Gebhardt goes in her favor as it, like it was last set, danced on top, falls over Ms. Ashton Lee, and no communication on the side, was unaware as, oh my goodness, what was that? That serve, she served it from the edge of the boundary line and served it over with no problem. As Veldman takes a seat, here comes Jane Sakowitz. Lowry to Quam to Schindler, long. And point Wildcats as number 12, Maddie Kenobi, comes back into the game. And here's number 6, Megan Gebhardt. Sakowitz to Lowry. A little bit of a bad set. Schindler's got to adjust. Here's number 12, Maddie Kenobi. Ashton Lee sends Booth to the deck. Point Mavericks as that goes out of bounds. And here's Ashton Lee. As the hitting percentage has gone down from Mavericks a little bit, it's at an even 30%. But it's in a large favor of them as Wayne State is only at 13.5. A nice block by the 6-foot freshman Schindler. Sent over, Sakowitz, Lowry. Schindler, authority. Tipped. As no one was really sure on the side of the Mavericks as Dana Schindler kind of looked around saying, hey, please give that one in our favor as I know she in fact tipped it. As the rest agree with Dana Schindler, here's Lee yet again. Darby, authority, out. My goodness. The Mavericks have came to play today. I don't know what it is, but these are some different ladies that I am seeing here in the gold uniforms here tonight. And it's quite remarkable as Ashton Lee, the 6-foot sophomore out of Coal Valley, Illinois. And that is off number 16, Anissa Janzig. And Point Wildcats. And here's number 16, Maddie Duffy, as she enters the game for her teammate, Hope Carter. Sakowitz takes it in front of Quam. Schindler hits the net. Results in a point for Wayne State. As the score reads 11-9 in favor of Minnesota State, the largest lead so far here this afternoon has been Minnesota State's only 4-point lead. And that was back in the first set. Quam to set to Lowry. Janzig blocked. Down. Blocked by number 4, who other than Taryn Beller. As we've mentioned her name quite a bit here tonight on the side of the Wildcats, and she's another person that you got to keep a watch out here for. As we look at total blocks, it's in complete favor of Wayne State at 5-0. Darby in. Nice. Point MAVRIK. As the freshman tandem has a seat, here comes number 12, Michaela Porter. Long, Porter, point, Wildcats. And as we keep look here, as that goes off a Wildcat in Maddie Duffy, Morgan Olson, as Veldman comes in for number 3, Jane Sakowitz. As number 4 goes out, comes in number 7, JC Bramer. Veldman sets it to Porter, the assist leader, blocked by number 7, JC Bremer. As JC's partner, Maddie Kenobi, has a seat. In for Kenobi is Morgan Alexander. And here's Janzig. Soft touch by Bremer is a no-go. Veldman kept alive. Hit backwards by Anissa Janzig. Veldman tries to save it by hitting the deck and comes up short. As this game is tied here in the second set, and both teams still have both their timeouts here. As the long arms here are proven to be a little bit of a factor in the second set, as the deflection sends the ball to the ground. Morgan Olson, and here comes on Ashton Lee. Mara Kwam back to serve. Garby sends it over. Gebhardt. JC off the face, I believe, of Olivia Garby as Porter hits the deck. And point Wildcats. And Ballinger here gives it 5 bounces. Gathers her energy into the net. Point MAVRIK. Hope Carter re-enters the game, and so do the freshman tandem. And here is Lauren Lowry back to serve. As this game has gone on, the service aces are in favor of one Wayne State, as Alyssa Ballinger has got 3, followed by her partners Beller and Duffy at 1. And on the side of Minnesota State, they only have 2, and it's Michaela Porter and Jaden Sakowitz who split at 1 apiece. And there's Ashton Lee with a point for the Mavericks, as she gives the ball back and the serve back to Minnesota State, and that'll send in Jane Sakowitz to serve. And we are here in the second set, you folks, as we waited a second for the judge to give the announcements to the referee, and they did, as they had to take a minute, and it was in fact a point for Wayne State to tie this ball game, and that was good recognition by number 8, Hope Carter. Lowry to lead, kept alive by Carter off the deflection. Here's number 15 in, Katie Stevens gives Wayne State the lead here for the first time here in the second set, and it's a 17-16 lead here midway through the second set. Sakowicz gets the serve. Here's Garby. Wide. Extending the lead to 2 for the Mavericks, or for the Wildcats, and that is timeout Mavericks, as Coach Lori Rittenhouse-Wilmuth is deciding to stop the energy that Wayne State has all of a sudden started to bring here. And as the coaches decide to drop a game plan here, as Coach Lori Rittenhouse-Wilmuth, before entering the huddle for her ladies, she has a discussion with Coach Klein and her graduate assistant, Sabrina Gonzalez. And as we take a look here, and fans, may I remind you, there's a little bit of a longer break between the second and third set. It is a total of 5 minutes instead of 3. So we will be a little bit longer for the break, as I don't think you can be too faulty here for Coach Lori Rittenhouse-Wilmuth, as you like the way that your ladies in gold and purple have been playing here so far, as it's a little bit more energetic and fast-paced. It's got to be the factor of the crowd. As you see more fans in the stands, it gives you something as an athlete to try to go and produce, as you got a lot of fans here, a lot of student athletes here too, as you look at the section of the student section, and there's quite a bit more than usual. As the second set resumes play here in favor of Megan Gibhart to serve, as that is hit over by Jane Sakowicz. Lowry to Lee. Sent into the net, kept alive. Sent over. Kwon, Lowry, Garby, off Hope, Carter, point Mavericks. And that'll send back the hard-hitting Ashton Lee. As we have a timeout on the floor, as they are cleaning up something. I don't know if it was water or just sweat. Whatever it was, thank you, Megan Gibhart. As the signal to Lee is given, she hits it over, hits the net. And the lucky bounce for number 23, Ashton Lee. Tied at 18 here, as Garby, Janzig, and Schindler are up. Lowry, Sakowicz, and Lee are back. And the miss hit by Hope Carter gives the lead back to the Mavericks. And the front row for the Wildcats is number 12, Kenobi, number 4, Beller, and number 6, Megan Gebhardt. Kept alive by Sakowicz, hit long by Garby. She claps her hands in disbelief and in frustration. Here comes Mara Kwam back into the game. And Duffy hits it over to Garby as she takes it in front of Sakowicz. Garby gets it back. Here's Beller. Off the deflection, kept alive by Sakowicz, hit over by Janzig. Schindler alive. Lowry to Kwam over. Kept alive by Gebhardt. Huth. Back into the chest of number 12. Kenobi off of number 3. Alyssa Ballinger. 2019 lead, and here comes Michaela Porter. As Ashton Lee last serve, as Michaela Porter is long. Ashton Lee got 2 serving aces for her team, and that puts it at 5-4, still in favor of the Wildcats. As that was a service error on Michaela Porter, which ties up this ball game, and the deflection kept alive. Sent over. Good recognition and communication by Quam and Sakowicz to recognize that was going wrong. As Sakowicz has a breather and a mind rest. Here comes Joey Veldman back into the game, as she was out for quite some time, and here's Olivia Garby. Number 12, Kenobi. Olsen with authority, kept alive by Gebhardt. The deflection off of Janzig as she was on her way down, and a dive by Porter is unsuccessful. As this is what it was like here early in that first set before Minnesota State pulled away. It's been a back and forth match. Here's Morgan Alexander. Morgan Alexander is a 5'7" junior out of Orb, Nebraska. And the miss hit by Miss Veldman into the net gives the lead back to the Wildcats. He's Quan to Porter. Janzig sends the Wildcats into a frenzy of dives. And there it is. Tie game. Here's, let's see what the libero, Mara Quam, can do for her team. And the tip to Veldman. The assist leader on the team, Michaela Porter. Hit back from the deflection on the other side. Morgan Olsen. Timeout. Scott Kneifel. Kneifel brings his coaching staff here as the assistant coach, Kim Depew. Her 11th season on the staff for Wayne State. Alongside Kim is volunteer assistant coach John Peterson in his 5th season, and the assistant coach Katie Morris. Scott Kneifel has been with Wayne State since 1995, and he is in his 14th season as the head coach of Wayne State, and he has done a remarkable job here in the 2018 season as he's got his ladies looking in tip-top shape. And hopefully he said something that sparks a little bit of fire under his ladies to allow them to get back and hopefully win the second set, as it can go into favor of 2-0 for the Mavericks. As Mara Quam waits patiently and has been waiting patiently for quite some time. With the soft serve, and the miss hit as Wayne State looks to say it was blowing a little early as number 7 JC Bremer hits it into the net, and it is 24-22. And here is the set point as Duffy awkwardly hits it back in. Tip at the line, Quam. Porter, Olsen, second set, just like the first of the Mavericks. As we go into the locker room here, both teams with this 5-minute intermission. And welcome back to Breslin Arena as Mavericks are leading 2-0 over the 21-7 Wayne State Wildcats. And as we take a look here, as one of the games I said we need to keep an eye on for hopefully as number 16, Maddie Duffy, gets her bench riled up with a first set point as that's an ace, but it goes off the net as it fooled the Mavericks. And as I was getting back to my point, Wayne State needs to lose, and we need to win this weekend for us to go into the tournament for our conference. As I don't know what Coach Kneifel said, as his ladies are coming out with some fire and determination here as they take 2 straight points here to open this 3rd set. And Wayne State took that first set from Sioux Falls 25-23, but they were defeated in that 2nd set 25-17 to Sioux Falls, as this game is played in Winona. So we will keep that one out for you, as 4 consecutive points from her server, Maddie Duffy, and it's a 4-0 lead here for Wayne State. Other games going around here in the NSIC. Northern State is taking on Minnesota Crookston in Crookston, Minnesota. And that game is already over with, as Minnesota State, or Northern State, took care of business. And 5 straight points causes Coach Lori Rittenhouse-Woolmuth to call it her first timeout of the 3rd set. And then Minot State and St. Cloud State University is another game that is in play here. It started at the same time that we did here, as St. Cloud State is up 2-0. Augustana is seeing St. Paul visiting Concordia University of St. Paul. And that game, I cannot. University of Mary 422 is taking on University of Minnesota Duluth in Duluth. And then Southwest Minnesota State is taking on Upper Iowa, as that is another game we should circle here, as that could be a crucial game as well, as they hold the same record as Winona State. So for them to lose as well, that could have something to do with it, as St. Cloud State is winning, because they are tied with us. We are hoping that they lose, but they are 2-0. As we take a look here, Southwest Minnesota State is taking care of business, but they are down. They are up 2-0, but they are down in that 3rd set, 15-10. As the Mavericks get their first point of the 3rd set here, and that sends back Olivia Garby for her first serve in the 3rd set. And as we take a look around here, other NSIC games in play was women's soccer, as Bemidji State lost the #1 seed in the NSIC tournament, which caused us to host here in Mankato. And the games were at 11-2 here this afternoon. The first game, the #3 seed of Augustana comes to Mankato to play Minnesota State University Mankato, because we are the higher seed. We host for the rest of the rest of the games for that tournament, as take on the #2 seed Minnesota State. Minnesota State handedly took that one 3-0. And the 2 o'clock game for that start of the 2nd semifinal match of the afternoon, that took place at 2 o'clock at the pitch. And that was Minot State winning that over the University of Mary, seeds #4 and 8, as Minot won 3-1. And Sunday's match it was supposed to be at 2, but according to daylight savings time, they want to have it at 1. So that championship match for women's soccer for the NSIC is, in fact, Sunday at 1. And that will be the #4 seed Minot State versus the #2 seed and the hosting team, Minnesota State University Mankato. I know it's going to be bad weather, but come out and support your women's soccer team as they look to win the NSIC championship tournament, as they took 2nd, and they are #21 in the nation for Division II soccer, as they are having themselves quite a year. And then also the Marto games underway. We take a look at men's football. As we take a look here, men's football for Wayne State 2-7 is in Fayette, Iowa, taking on Upper Iowa at 3-6. But tomorrow's afternoon, show up to Blakesley Field here on the campus of Minnesota State as your 9-0 Mavriks take on the Cougars of Sioux Falls at 6-3. That'll be quite a test for your Minnesota State Mavriks as they went into Bemidji and probably played one of the best games of the year, all-around game. And a timeout from Coach Scott Kneifel, and that brings the lead to Minnesota, or brings the lead from Wayne State's 6-1. And other Maverick sports that are in action tomorrow, women's swimming and diving is taking on Gustavus. And then women's volleyball, another matchup. We are here to set tomorrow afternoon, but we are not broadcasting that game, as that is at 2 o'clock in Mankato. So if you are a fan of Maverick sports, go to Blakesley and then come right here to the Taylor Center to watch your women possibly get into that tournament as they're searching for that 7th or 8th seed in conference play, as Mara Kwam looks to continue to serve here for the Mavericks. And also, I'd like to say, if you are on campus, it's not an NSIC game, but it is a Mavericks game, as your men's hockey team is in action against the University of Minnesota, as that we know is going to be an aggressive matchup, as it always is. Kept alive on a great diving effort by Michaela Porter as she sets it to number 18, Haley Sheeman. Also, in fact, tonight, as this game just got underway, your women's hockey team for Minnesota State is in action against the University of Wisconsin, and that matchup historically has been in favor of the Badgers, as it goes in a favor of all time of 82-2-3. And that is facts. And yes, I did not misspoke. It was 82-2-3. As we get back to action here, as it goes off the net from Morgan Olson, extending the Wildcat lead to 3. As we take a look here at some of the stats from that second set, as Minnesota State took it to 2-0 lead, 25-22, as that set victory was one more point less than what it was in that first set if you are just joining us. As the things here for Alyssa Ballinger start coming around, as number 9, Morgan Alexander, is pumped up in the huddle, as you just saw. And as we take a look here, the assist totals on the side for Wayne State is Megan Gebhardt with 11, Haley Kuth with 2, and Katie Stevens with 1, as that was wide, resulting in a point for the purple and gold. And here come the freshman tandem of Schindler and Lowry. And here's Lowry. Also, on the side of Minnesota State, they have a total of 33 assists in favor of Michaela Porter and Lauren Lowry. Michaela Porter with 15, Lowry with 14. In. Nice touch by number 18, Haley Shimon. As it is, in fact, a 10-8 lead, as Minnesota State is trying to battle back here early in the first set. over. Hit by Duffy. Set by Gebhardt. Shimon coming into the game and having an impact. Long from Ballinger. Decreases her lead to 1. Lowry with the gallop and then the jump. Set by Kwan, set by Garby. Touched by Shimon, no good. Sent over by number 6, Megan Gebhardt. Ballinger off the deflection. Lowry the set to Shimon. Kept alive. Lee, tie. 10 apiece. Ashton Lee. As you see number 9, Morgan Alexander, still cheering on her teammates. As she's trying to have an effect here to try to extend it to the 4th set at least for the women in black. As Bramer sends it into the arms of Schindler and Lee, but that drops to the floor. Garby to both knees. Lee tied yet again. Ashton Lee, and here comes Hope Carter. Also in for Shimon. Number 3, Jane Sakowicz. As Coach Klein on the bench is having some discussion here with number 18, Shimon, as he likes what he saw from the junior. And point Minnesota State as they take their first lead of this 3rd set. And as we take a look here at the scoring changes, totaling that 2nd set ties was 14, lead changes was 8. In a total of 26 different lead changes or ties so far tonight's match, and then 14 lead changes. Hope Carter sends it over. And that will send back Haley Kioff. Garby over, Stricken. Number 9, Morgan Alexander, she shoves the ball back in frustration. As lack of communications that fell in between her and her partner, and 1 digit less, Hope Carter. Lee hits it to Carter. Deflected. And Beller. That tall reach of Beller proved to be something there as she ties it back up at 13. As we got yet another tie in the score midway here through that 3rd set. Lowry to set to Garby. Sent over, tipped. Carter with a nice diving save. I don't know what that hit off Janzig, but that went over awkwardly. In by number 15, Katie Stevens. As that is hit over. Garby, we needed to get a radar gun in here. That was hit. It had some speed on it. And the freshmen take a seat. And the junior and sophomore combination come on. Michaela Porter, 5'7" sophomore out of Aubrey, Texas. as she mishits it. And great recognition by number 15, Katie Stevens, and a communication on the side of the Wildcats to help her not hit it, as that sends back Duffy. Blocked by number 12, Maddie Kenobi. But as they were saying, in fact, a kill. In the air by Maddie Duffy. Darby sends it over after kept alive by Michaela Porter. Beller, blocked by Janzig and Olsen. Blocked by Anissa Janzig, and she is one fired up person. As the ball girl retrieves it, checks it overhead, gives a few bounces to the other one. 16-15 in favor of Minnesota State. Ballinger over Kwam Olsen. Off. Number 12, Kenobi. That sends Duffy to the deck. Comes up short, but yet so very, very far. Darby will jump over. Long, great recognition by number 5 in goal. As the Mavericks increase the lead here, as Porter, Kwam, Darby, Olsen, Janzig, and Veldman are on the court for the gold. And for the Mavericks, in for the black, as Bramer comes in, Beller, Duffy, Kenobi, Ballinger, and Gebhardt, as that is quite a tall lineup for the women in black. Kwam would just have to hit it over. Beller, Gebhardt, nothing for the Wildcats. Long from Morgan Olston. Set by Porter to Veldman. Coming in fast and coming in high. Porter, soft touch by Janzig is no good. Duffy hits it over. And that kill by none other than number 10, Morgan Olsen, as Janzig has a seat. Here comes the sophomore lead. And with that last kill, I take a look as, oh my goodness. The kills are 49-25 in favor of Minnesota State. And that might have something to do with Morgan Olsen having 17 of them, as she's having herself. As she's having herself quite a night, as the public address announcer has some words here for the fans. Hit long by Kenobi. Timeout by the head coach, Scott Knife. As we take a look here And some of the stats here, the kills, like I said, Morgan Olson with 17, Olivia Garby in second on the team for the Mavericks with 12, Ashton Lee in third with 11. Tied for first in kills for Wayne State is Alyssa Ballinger and J.C. Bremer with 6, and in third is Taryn Beller. And the hitting percentage for the Mavericks has gone down quite significantly. Actually, I should say quite significantly. Has gone down quite a bit, as it's down 24.8%. But Wayne State just keeps going down further and further at 10.4. As it was at the end of that set at 12. And it just keeps going down and down, further into the ground. Well, Minnesota State has gone up a little bit, as it was 32, went down to 23 in that set. And you can't show nothing of it. As Quam got it with some authority. Feldman into the net, kept alive. No chance. As the lead increases to 4 here, and the Mavericks are getting excited, but they can't get too excited just yet because the game is not over. As Quam hits it over, and Duffy receives it. Bremer hits it over, kept alive by Garby. Set back by number 12, none other than Maddie Kenobi. And here comes in Miss Alexander. That was a nice serve from Alexander. Zach Quam on her toes. With a deflection from Feldman, hits it in the deflection. Caused Haley Koth into some weird stance on the ground, and she tried to keep it alive but came up short. And here's Lauren Lowry hopefully to give it away here as she sends Maddie Duffy running backwards to receive. Set by Garby to Feldman, over off the net. Lowry set back by Bremer. Soft touch from Lee, nothing. Off Garby. Point, Wayne State. So I'll send by Ballinger as she does a jump serve and serves it right to Garby. And a violation by number 6. Gebhardt results in a point, and Minnesota State is 2 points away as Jane Sakowitz comes in. Minnesota State is 2 points away from taking the third set and the match. Hope Carter gets the serve. Tipped. Deflection wide. Number 15, Katie Stevens with the hit on the side of Wayne State. Healy Koth. And she hits it from the baseline from where the basketball court is drawn up here at Breslin Arena. As Jane Sakowitz does the worm to try to save the ball from going out from the deflection of the ladies up front. Comes up a little short as the lead decreases to 2. Lowry to Schindler. I question that one. But what do I know? As I thought that was in from Dana Schindler, and I'm not trying to be biased, I'm just saying. But, you know, who else? Timeout, Minnesota State, as they use their first of the third, or their second of the third set. And they're out of timeouts here in the third set. As Wayne State pulls within one. Fans, may I keep you in mind that you gotta win by 2 to win this set. And if we go into the 4th set, it's only a 3-minute break, not 5 this time. And if God wants to extend this further, who knows what that's got in store, as it goes into the 5th set, it only goes up to 15. As Haley Koth continues to serve, as she is the libero for her team. That's why she is in white and the rest is in black. She's got her right hand taped up, but nothing on the left. Darby with authority off Alexander. And they are 1 point away as Quam has a seat. And here comes Anissa Janzik. Ashton Lee as the crowd on the side of Minnesota State. Some of them rise to their feet and others are still joining them. Off Darby into the stands. Katie Stevens pulls her group within 1. Well, Troy Rittenhouse woman is saying your ladies stay strong here. We got 1 more point. And then we still got focus. Sent back and out. Ball game. Point. Minnesota State. And Minnesota State takes it 3 sets to nothing over Wayne State. As we take a look here on the side of Wayne State, as they go down 25-23, as they kept battling, as they got even stronger as the game went on. And we take a look here at some of the star players on the side for the Wildcats. I gotta say, one of the top players, J.C. Bremer, alongside her is Taryn Beller, alongside Alyssa Ballinger, as they prove to be quite a task, along with Kenobi for the ladies in gold, as they continue to huddle around there on center court. And then on the side of Minnesota State, what a game from Miss Morgan Olson and Olivia Garvey. They continue the kills. Michaela Porter, again, great game with the assists, continuing to rack up the assists, and it's quite substantial, and her assist total on the year continues to climb. Here at President Arena, inside the Taylor Center, I'm Brian Kelly. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in. Also, I'd like to thank our technical side of things, all of our cameramen and producer and the people behind the scenes. Couldn't have done it without you. Also, keep in mind, we will not be hosting, or we will not be broadcasting the women's volleyball game tomorrow afternoon, as we will have the men's football team in action against Sioux Falls at Blakesley Stadium. And then if you are here, come and join us and bundle up, because it's going to be a cold one. On behalf of everybody at Minnesota State, I'm Brian Kelly. Thank you. You are watching the MBN Network.
Thank you.